Okay, Chapter 8, our second of two recordings. Now, in our last recording, we identified proofs of persuasion, and then we looked at 6 techniques to recognize and implement persuasion techniques. The last technique we're going to look at in this short recording is going to be the AIDA method. Okay, so AIDA follows many of the techniques we just talked about, but this is commonly used in many marketing materials. So AIDA, as you see before you, is attention, interest, desire, action. Many consumers are persuaded or influenced using this funnel. So let's examine this. Okay, the first thing we have to do as a marketer or an influencer, we have to get people's attention. They have to have a reason to look. More than ever today, we are inundated with marketing messages, with so much beautiful imagery and technology that our dopamine is firing left and right throughout the day. So it becomes increasingly difficult to just simply get the attention of a prospective consumer. So how do we get their attention? Well, first, we need to offer something valuable. We have to attach whatever it is we are selling, product, good, or service, to a benefit. This might be asking a question. This might be a startling statement. It might be a statistic. So I'm going to use a Subaru campaign as we work through the AIDA, the AIDA, to reference each step. So gaining the attention, love. Now notice we're not selling anything yet in this image. But what they are doing here is offering something of value, something that's valuable to almost everybody on the face of this earth. We want to be loved, feel loved, give love. So what they're simply doing here is pairing their product with a concept, getting their attention, love. Now, if you are familiar with that campaign, Love is a Subaru, this did not happen overnight. This has taken years of careful placement to gain attention with simply using one word, okay? Love. That is the value, the startling statement that they're pairing their product with. Next, we need to build interest. When interest is built, of course, we start speaking of selling points, okay? We focus on features and how they link to those selling points. And we want it relevant to the reader, the viewer, or the listener's needs. So this is an aged advertisement, but I think it exemplifies it really well. Once again, it's Subaru. It loves camping, dogs, and long-term commitment. Too bad it's only a car. So you'll notice the features, the selling points. Okay, outdoor people, camping, dogs, people love their animals. Long-term commitment, right? They're almost portraying this as you're in relationship with this vehicle. And then there's some humor. Too bad it's only a car. So Subaru has isolated more their selective market. The people who drive Subarus are believed to like these things: outdoors, pets, long-term commitments. So they're creating relevance to their selected market. They're building interest and using a little humor. Now notice they're not selling anything yet. Okay, this is just simply that, oh, I like that, right? Piquing your interest. Next, we need to create desire. Creating desire for ownership, where that prospective client or customer or purchaser is thinking, I think I want that. Okay, so we want to build desire to obtain this. In this, for instance, it's a vehicle. We want to reduce resistance and motivate action. So when we're reducing resistance, we're overcoming some of those objectives that we talked about among those 6 strategies. So you'll notice this advertisement is getting a little bit more specific. We're talking about the engine. We're talking about the headlights, eyesight, visibility, rear vehicle detection, symmetrical all-wheel drive. Now, the Subaru XV, you're in safe hands. We are aiming at safety here, right? Discover more at your local dealership. Now, this is from the UK, but I think it serves the same purpose. 5-year warranty, vehicle of the year, 4x4 of the year 2019. So we're overcoming objectives that prospective buyer might have. We're reducing resistance, and hopefully we're building desire to obtain and motivate action. Which leads us to our final step, okay? We're moving through the funnel here. Attention, interest, desire, action. Action is where we want to build up to the actual purchase, the obtainment, the ownership. Oftentimes, the action is prompted by incentive or a gift, limits to a certain offer. They're often time-stamped or there's a deadline. And we want to make that action item easy to close the sale. Now, the best example of this, if you think of, is during the holiday season in December, when cars are advertising like crazy. And there's often, no money down, X amount of years to finance, 0% financing. And then pairing that with the holiday, they are prompting action to close the sale. Now, I certainly have never purchased or received a vehicle for Christmas, but there must be people out there that actually do. So let's look at this particular example. Subaru Share the Love event. 200 Subaru vehicles sold times 250 donation for every new Subaru sold equals $50,000 donation to the Vermont Food Bank. Okay, so beyond all those features and benefits, they're tagging that love concept that we looked at in intention, and they're adding that this prompt to action is aligning with your ideals. Support the Vermont Food Bank, buy or lease a new Subaru, and then here you see it, that time stamped. Okay, so again, we are aiming at prompting action. So this recording will be quick, but this is foundational to one of your assignments this week, so wanted to make sure I touch on that. Again, we first have to get their attention. It is harder than ever in the technical global world we operate in. Then we need to get their interest. We got to get their head to turn and keep their focus. Then we need to build desire. And then the final piece is action, prompting them to move forward with the purchase, the contract, the decision. Okay, that concludes our second of 2 recordings for Chapter 8.